I've always wondered what I would look like without vitiligo, and today I'm about to find out with this. This is the fullest coverage foundation I've ever used. It's actually made for people with vitiligo, and I've tried a lot of foundations in the past, so very excited to show you this one. This is Vitacolor by Crayolan Professional Makeup. Look at the coverage. That is a single swipe, and it's already just covering the vitiligo so well. That's no primers, no color correctors, nothing underneath, just Vitacolor. They've got quite a few different colors, so I did get color matched, so I have tried it on my skin before, but I haven't really done a full face. Now, I'm not going to do my ears because I don't want to have to clean between all of my earrings to get makeup off, so just like the last video, just pretend like the ears don't exist. I'm using this shade 43, and it is a tad darker than my natural skin complexion.
Alright, I want to start this lesson by giving all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekal Quadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles and teachers and wise men of great millstone that I learned this truth from through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Salutations out there to the elect. Alright, and as you can see in the video, I played a few minutes of it, and it's giving you an example of leprosy and those that are born with leprosy. You see, which Esau termed leprosy as vitiligo, but it really goes back to leprosy. You see, this is through the seed of a man. That's why you have people in the earth that are born with this condition. This is a seed that's still in the earth from long ago. So let's start in the book of 2 Kings. This is 2 Kings. This is 2 Kings 5:27. It says, this is the point. It says, the leprosy therefore of Naaman shall cleave unto thee and unto thy seed forever. You see? So this is Elisha. This is his one of his servants, Gehazi, which was an Israelite. And Naaman, he had leprosy, and he wanted to get his leprosy cured, so he went to Elisha. And his servant Gehazi, disobeyed Elisha and went to get some sort of reward from Naaman. So leprosy was put on Gehazi and his seed forever. So this is one of Gehazi's seed, if I would have to say so, because she was born with leprosy, obviously, you see. So this is giving you an example how Gehazi's seed is still in the earth, because it was going to continue with his seed, right? That's what the scripture said. So you have people in the earth that are of the seed of Gehazi and don't even know it. And plus, Israel was scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. So you have Israelites looking like, heathens, having white skin, but they're really Israelites, you see. And Gehazi, his seed is still in the earth, which are going to be what? Those that are born with leprosy. You see. Let's continue to read. It says, and he went out of the presence a leopard as white as snow. You see. And you have his seed in the earth even until today.
But it is a really close match. Alright, I'm going to do the other side by pumping it out onto my skin first. We're going to do about that much, and I'm just going to blend it out. Now, this is actually their old packaging, and this is their new packaging. They've sized down because this product goes a long way, and it was just lasting ages. I also have a color that matches my lighter skin, so if you want me to do it the opposite way around, I can also do that. And for that, I will need the color correctors. But this is basically the full face. I'm going to take it down my neck a little to blend that out. And as you can see, it is quite shiny because it's obviously still wet. what I'm going to do is go over it with the powder and then the fixing spray. Now this is going to help mattify the foundation.
Yeah, if I had to guess, if I had to say, I would say she is of the seed of Gehazi, because the daughter takes the characteristics of the father, you see. So it's not by accident that she was born with vitiligo, as Esau states it, but it's really leprosy. It's not by accident that she was born with leprosy. You see, nothing happens by accident. If I had to guess, she would be of the seed, or she's probably of the seed of Gehazi. And look at her hands. You see, look at her arms. It's leprosy. She has leprosy throughout her body, it looks like. She's using some type of makeup to cover it up, you see.
Foundation, and if I do it on half my face, you'll be able to see. Also give it a bit of a spray with the fixing spray. And as you can see, this side, it's got like a nice glow, and this side is, you can see it's a lot more wet because I haven't set it down yet. Now, while I set this side, let me tell you why I haven't really tried another vitiligo foundation. Firstly, they're really hard to find. As you've seen, I've tried a lot of foundations and none of them really come close to this amount of coverage with a small amount straight out of the tube. And secondly, when I was 7 years old, my mum put some makeup on me, and I know that her friend had vitiligo, so I think she'd gotten it from her friend, and it was super heavy on the face. Also for a 7-year-old, like, it's not something I really wanted to do, and so it kind of put me off using a vitiligo foundation. But I can totally see why this product is needing to exist, because if you have vitiligo or, you know, other types of pigmentation that you just want to, you know, cover up for any purpose at all, then this is really good for that. And ultimately it's your choice on what makes you feel confident, but for me this is more of a fun experiment. Also, as you can see, I have vitiligo all over my body, in particular my hands, which are, you know, always going to be out and around, versus the rest of my body, you know, is a little bit more easily covered up. I'm actually going to apply some other makeup to this face to try and like create like a full face of makeup.
So she has vitiligo throughout all her body. You see? That's not by accident. It's not by coincidence. She has to be of the seed of Gehazi. You see, because he has leprosy. Or he had leprosy, and it will continue throughout his seed. Either she's of the seed of Gehazi, which was an Israelite, or she's a heathen with leprosy. You know, with the blemish. But if I had to guess, you see, because the scriptures say we know in part, we prophesied in part. Because Israel was scattered, you see. You just can't look at a person and say they're Israelite because of their skin color. It's you know, the Spirit bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of God, you see. So it's through the Spirit. But she could be an Israelite, or she could be a heathen, because Israelites were scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. So you have Israelites looking like these heathen nations. You have heathens looking like so-called black people, because Hamites sowed their seed, Edomites sowed their seed. You have chocolate Edomites out here, you see. So the point is that there are Israelites out here that are of the seed of Gehazi, which means that they're going to be born with leprosy. All right. And let's give you another example of leprosy in the Bible. This is Numbers 12 and 10. It says, the cloud departed from off the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam was leprous, as white as snow. That's because Miriam went against Moses and Aaron, and the Lord reproved her by making her be leprous, you see, as white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous, you see. So the Lord caused lepers to happen, you see, even from birth, you see. So I'll end the lesson here. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekakwadash, Shalom.